Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Where's the Beef? Thank you for joining me on my journey that is learning to podcast. I appreciate everyone who listened to my first attempt at this new endeavor, and I definitely appreciate all the feedback. Again, this week we're looking at a solo adventure. However, I do hope to have a guest on soon, potentially a co-host in the future. We're looking into it, fellas. We are looking into it. Ladies and fellas, excuse me. Don't want to insult anybody on my second episode. uh, but yeah, well, this banging background music is fucking straight popping. I think it's time to get started in this thing, you know? All right, guys. First thing is first. How about that awesome background music, man? Anchor is coming in hot. The title of that track is actually called Compton, which I think might be slightly problematic due to the current state of the country. But with that being said, it is still a banger. It is still a fucking banger, dude. Um, so I'm sure that all of my fans out there have been wondering where this lovely episode has been. Episode 2 of Where's the Beef? Everyone's asking, where you at, dude? Where you at? What have you been doing? It's taking so fucking long. And well, I have some answers for you. Last weekend, work came at me last second on Friday and said, "Hey, dude, we're sending you to Michigan for a couple days." And I can't say no to that. Fucking paid trip to Michigan, count me in. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was last week. I was in Michigan, not recording. Honestly, I could have been recording, but I decided to instead just relax in the hotel and not do a goddamn thing. Which, being a parent of 2, there's not a whole lot of time in the day to not do a goddamn thing. So I just enjoyed it. You know. But what I really would like to do is have this thing going on a weekly basis. Every week you get a new episode. Hopefully I'll be able to have time towards the end of the work week, maybe the weekend, to record something, produce it, and have it out for you guys on Monday, Tuesday. That's the goal. That is the goal. I don't know if that's actually going to work out or not, but like I said, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah. As I hope you guys are all able to tell, this week's episode was planned out a lot more than the first episode. Most of the first episode was really impromptu, last minute, just threw it together. Hey, what's going on? Let's do this thing, you know. And this episode, I thought maybe let me try to take some notes. Maybe let me try to have something written down, something to go off of. It's really difficult to hold a conversation by yourself for 30 minutes and not have anything to go off of. Okay, I figured that out last week. Last episode, excuse me. It was quite a dirty bitch to figure that out. But I threw it out there, and you guys told me you liked it, you know. And I was actually quite happy with how episode 1 worked, and with a few tips from the internet, a couple pointers from some of my buddies. And I am hoping this week's episode is going to be even better. Here is to wishful thinking. Uh, you know, I appreciate all the feedback. A lot of people have told me that they liked it, that they listened to it, and I really appreciate you guys saying that. A couple of my friends were able to give me some constructive criticism, some things that they thought that I could do a little bit better. And I appreciate that as well. I really do. The constructive criticism is what helps keep this thing going, right? You need somebody to tell you what they think that you're doing wrong, and you got to be able to accept it. You got to be able to accept what they're saying, not get upset, and just say that, hey, they're trying to help you. Criticism is somebody trying to help you and trying to make you better, trying to make your product better. And with this thing, it's obviously I'm not making any money off of here, and I don't care to make any money off of here. This isn't about that. This is just about having a good time. But while I want to have a good time, I also want to put out a nice quality product, you know. And it takes somebody that's willing to say, "Hey, dude, this part was great, but this part over here, maybe try this, maybe try that, maybe look into some different things that you can do to make that better." And that's what I'm trying to do, man. Just trying to make it fucking better. I think I mentioned this before. I'm not sure Not sure. Let's be honest. I most likely did mention it before. I tend to repeat myself. So I hope that doesn't bother you too much. But yeah, I'm working on getting a co-host. I'm working on getting a co-host for this bad boy. As much as I'm sure you guys love listening to me ramble on by myself for 25 to 30 minutes, it would be a much more pleasurable listen to have somebody else for me to bounce stuff off of. Um, have somebody else to help me do this thing. Doing this with a friend is what I've always wanted to do a podcast with. Um, on account that the podcast that I've always wanted to do is been based on a premise of hanging out with a buddy and hitting record and just seeing what happens after years and years of listening and falling in love with podcasts that do just that. A lot of people mention the Joe Rogan Experience, which of course you do. It's the biggest podcast in the world. Obviously, that is an influence on me, but it is not the only one. But yeah, after years of listening to these things, listening to these types of podcasts, it seems only natural that I call up my band of hooligans that I refer to as my friends, and I say, hey guys, let's talk. Let's fucking have a conversation and let's hit record and let's put it out there. Maybe some numbnuts are out there getting stoned and they want to listen. Not that you guys are numbnuts. I'm not saying that at all. Excuse me. I don't want to insult any of the 15 of you that are listening. I appreciate you guys. I really do. But another thing with this podcast is a lot of my friends are creative. There's a couple of my buddies that make music. A couple of my buddies that do all that make art. They sell their art and stuff like that. Some of my friends are on OnlyFans selling their nudes. No judgment here. No judgment here. Not at all. And to you guys, I say, if you guys are trying to promote your stuff, let me know. I wanna put that out there. I want to help you promote what you're doing, and by doing that, you're helping me promote what I'm doing. It's a quid pro quo situation where you get a little something, I get a little something. Nothing sexual, unless of course, hey, what's up? No, I'm just kidding. Unless of course you're a dude, because you know how I roll. But yeah, just send me a DM, hit me up, and we'll figure out how to try to get you on here, and we'll figure out how to get some more people to buy your art, or get more people to check out your music. You know. Speaking of that, I am working with a good buddy of mine, Jake. No, he doesn't work at State Farm. I assume you're about to ask. But we're working on some new intro, outro music. Jake is a fantastic musician. He's amazing. You should check out his YouTube channel, Jake Kalia. He does great stuff. And he's working with me on making some intro, outro music, so I don't have to use this free sample from Anchor. I can have my own stuff that we're making just for this show. So hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be ready to debut it, and it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. It's kind of funky, you know what I'm saying? Got a nice jazzy funk feel to it, and I know I like it. So hopefully you guys like it too. And if you don't, feel free to let me know, and we'll go from there. Like I said, it's all about you guys. I'm doing this for me, but I'm also doing it for you, right? Like I want you guys to like what I'm doing, which is really tough for me. I've been a guy my whole life who was really tried to say fuck what everybody else thinks and just kind of do me and not let anybody else stop me from doing what I want to do, and saying fuck it. But this in particular is based on what you guys think. So if you don't like it, then I can't do it anymore. So I need you to like it. So I need you to tell me what you think, I need that. It's a very important for something like this. So please let me know. So I started taking some notes. I decided I was going to take some notes for episode number 2 here. Episode number 1 was kind of out of nowhere. So I decided I want to take some notes and try to have something I can go off of. I think I'm a pretty funny guy. Some random weird shit happens to me. I can make these stories good and get a little chuckle out of it, right? So I had this story written in here about getting fucking really, really badly sunburned a couple weeks ago. Maybe like 3 weeks ago, I was like all gung ho about trying to be a real dad and hitting that real dad stereotype. And some of you know this, that real dad stereotype, one of the real like hearts of that stereotype is mowing your lawn shirtless. Being a fat white guy and mowing your lawn shirtless. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to be the only guy in my neighborhood that is both white, fat, and shirtless. Well, not really both. Both doesn't really work there. But hey, you see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying here. And sure enough, sure as shit, your boy was looking like a fucking lobster, man. And in my entire life, people have made fun of me for being red. I have a slightly reddish skin pigmentation. Why? The fuck if I know. No doctor has ever decided to let me know why I look like a fucking lobster all the time. But I spent my entire life fighting against that and saying, hey, I don't look like a lobster. Hey, I'm not that red, just a little bit. But after this fucking sunburn I had, boy, I was a lobster, and I can't deny it. And it actually hurts. It actually hurts to have to admit that I actually do look like a fucking lobster, you know? But what can you do? What can you do? So here we are, here we are. And I don't know, the timer on this fucking thing is not going to be accurate because there's an intro that I'm going to add to it. So where do I go next? For those of you who are listening on Anchor, thank you. I appreciate you. I recorded a little ad segment for Anchor, and I added it onto my last episode. I think I'm going to try to sneak it in here too, into this episode, maybe more towards the end. And let me know what you think about that ad segment in particular. I'm just trying it out just to see how that works. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not in this to make money. I don't actually care. But if I could get a couple bucks from these ads to maybe cover the price of this fucking microphone and this other stuff that I had to buy, that'd be cool. So I'm gonna try throwing that in there. But if it sucks, or if it just takes you completely out of the episode, let me know, and I'll just remove it out of that motherfucker, and I will just say, fuck you ad segments, leave me alone, And another thing, excuse me, I bumped the mic there. I don't know if that affected the audio or not. We'll see. Another thing, your boy decided to make this podcast even more accessible than it already was, which I think it was pretty accessible. Any podcasting app you have, it was on there. Thank you, Anchor. I decided to throw it on YouTube. Make a YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube, Marcus Van Wee. You can search "Where's the Beef," and hopefully it shows up in your search. You might have to scroll a little bit because your boy ain't up there in the view count yet. But go on over there, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to start throwing these episodes on there, make it a little bit easier for you guys to get to it, to find it. And yeah, so right now we're just gonna keep doing this thing. It's actually really fun. It's really fun doing this and not know what you're doing. It's been such a long time since I've just invested time into doing something that I didn't know how to do and that I didn't have to do, right? Like being an adult, most of the shit you do is stuff that you don't want to do, but it's a requirement for life, for basic happiness. You got to do all these different things, and you don't have time for yourself a lot of the times. Being a father of two, I don't have a whole lot of time to myself, but being able to actually finally do this dirty thing and start a podcast and record it and know that there's people out there that are interested in listening to it, it fucking puts me on top of the world. But at the same time, learning how to do this is fucking tough, man. It is difficult. I keep having feedback issues with this brand new microphone I bought, and I'm trying to figure that out, and I'm having all these other issues, and it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's so exciting because I haven't been able to do something like this where I'm just like, I'm all in it, and it's just me, and I'm putting my time and my energy and my heart into something that I truly care about. It's difficult. It's difficult to find something that you actually want to do. We all work. We all work because we have to, and I like my job. And some of you guys know where I work and how and how my day to day life goes. And you guys are like, "Fuck you! You make too much money for what you do," which is not a whole lot between me and you. And but work is work. Even if I make good money, it's still work, right? And I'm putting in 45, 50 hours a week at a place that I don't want to be at. I would rather be at home hanging out with my son, watching Coco with my daughter. But I'm at work because you got to pay the bills. But now I have this thing. I have this podcast where I can have something to look forward to every week. And when something crazy happens to me, like this fucking car accident I saw, we'll get into that a little bit. When something crazy happens to me, it gives me an outlet to let it out, to be like, hey guys, this fucking crazy thing just happened to me, and how fucking bonkers is that? Because being a parent of two, there's not a whole lot of people who actually give a shit what you have to say. I mean, let's just be honest. My son is 3. He doesn't give a fuck unless I'm telling him he can have a popsicle. And my daughter, she's a year, and she doesn't give a fuck unless I'm telling her she can have whatever food is currently available because she just wants to eat. And my girlfriend Adela, a lot of you know her, and she just doesn't give a fuck. Let's just be honest. She don't care about my stories, and I don't blame her. She's listened to them. It's been a long time, 6 years of the same stupid stories. I don't blame her. But somebody's got to listen to these stories, or else they're just going to be inside me. And we can't have that. We got to get these stories out there. We got to give them to the world. We got to give these stories to the world. And unfortunately for you guys, you're my world. Okay? You are my world right now. In this moment, you are my world. And I'm getting these stories out to you. So again, thank you. To be honest, when I'm recording this, I don't know if this is making any sense. I don't know if I'm bouncing around too much. If I am, let me know. And am I being coherent? Am I making any sense? Or do I sound like our presidential hopeful Joe Biden who just says words that don't actually go together? you know? I would rather not sound like that. Let's just be honest. I'm trying to be coherent, as difficult as that might be. But yeah, so this fucking I was on my way to work a couple days ago. Well, to be honest, it's Saturday night. And then this story, I think it was on Tuesday, driving to work. We'll say it's Tuesday, just for the fucking sake of not wanting to waste your guys' time while I sit here and try to think, is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? I don't know. We'll say it's Tuesday. So I'm driving to work, sitting at this intersection. It's a red light. Pretty busy intersection. Two pretty busy roads. And a fucking nasty, like almost head-on collision directly in front of me, where the car that was driving straight was going full speed, and there's a car that just turns to cut like right in front of them, doesn't make it, blasts the fuck out of each other. These cars hit, and they hit hard, man. This fucking car was going straight, gets blasted. His entire driver's side is just destroyed, and he gets veered off course, obviously, and smashes in the telephone pole right fucking next to me. So I'm sitting there, and I put my car in park, because obviously I ain't going nowhere for a second. And I'm just like, what in the fuck was that? Holy shit. Thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is going on? The guy in the car next to me, he was in a Mercedes. I don't know why that matters. It doesn't actually matter the story, but also a pretty nice Mercedes. Throws his car in park. He hops out. He checks on the first guy, who was the guy that was in the wrong, who turned when he shouldn't have been turning. This guy's fine. Runs over the other guy, whose car is wrapped around the telephone pole, whose driver's side door cannot open. He was able to yank open the passenger side door, help that guy get out. That guy's fine. First of all, let me just throw this out there. I'm not sure how the fuck both these people walked away. I mean, the guy that was going head on, just going straight, I'm assuming he had to be going at least 40, at least. And then this other schmuck that fucking cut him off. Who knows how fast he was going. But these cars were not going slow. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching everything going on, and I'm just kind of fucking freaking out. You just watched a potentially fatal crash right in front of your fucking eyes. Yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit. And after a minute or so, the cops pull up. A couple of cops pull up, and they're checking on the situation. They're checking to make sure that both drivers are all right, calling an ambulance, all that shit, starting to direct traffic. And I'm sitting there, and I'm clearly a witness to this accident, being the first guy at the light, parked right at the line. You know what I'm saying? Intersection is completely blocked off by these, destroyed vehicles. And after a couple minutes, the cop walks over to my window. He's like, "Hey, man, where are you going?" I tell him I'm headed to work, let him know it's over in Wooddale, whatever. And he's like, "All right, man, so you got to take a right here, you got to take a left, but you can't just sit here." And I'm like, "All right, cool. But what the fuck, dude? Seriously, first of all, I'm an eyewitness to this fucking disaster of an accident. That's just the first thing. And the second thing is, isn't it important to see how maybe I'm feeling here? Being a guy sitting behind the wheel of a car who just witnessed a disgustingly nasty accident. Luckily, no one survived. I'm not trying to make this about me here, but at the same time, maybe you should check on the people that watch that thing. Like, hey, dude, are you okay? Are you all right? I got another 40 minutes to drive to work here, and I just watched this horrible accident. Like, I'm not freaking out now. Like, every stoplight or intersection that I go through, is somebody just gonna come peeling out of nowhere and blast me? That was a very nerve-wracking drive to work. I'm not gonna lie. But I just felt like that was kind of fucked. I felt that was kind of fucked. I think I was just being a complete dick. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're in the way. What do you mean I'm in the way? No one's behind me. People see the accident. They're getting out of there. Fucking turning. They're turning way earlier. Don't gotta deal with this shit like I do. And this fucking schmuck just sends me on my way. Like, okay, dude, whatever. Honestly, whatever. I feel like a bit of a bitch by even complaining. But like I said, at the same time, I feel like you need to take into consideration that these other people who just witnessed this accident, they could feel traumatized to an extent, and they're also in a fucking vehicle themselves. So they're gonna go and continue on their morning driving wherever they're driving, and then now they have all this other mental shit going on in their head about what the fuck they just witnessed. I just felt like that was maybe a bit fucked. Maybe it was a bit fucked. Maybe I'm being a little bitch about it. I don't know. Let me know. Feedback again, guys. We're bringing it full circle back to the feedback. Let me know. Do you think Marcus is being a little bitch, or do you think Marcus is in the right by feeling slightly, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Not dissed. Dissed isn't the right word, but I'm going to use that right now because I can't think of the right word. Do you think Marcus is being a bitch for being dissed or feeling dissed, or do you think he's in the right for feeling dissed? I don't know. Let me know. So I was talking to one of my buddies yesterday, Ian. We're on a video chat call. Thank you, Facebook Messenger, for the videos. It's really nice to be able to see your friends where you're talking to them. But we're on a video call, and I'm telling them about this YouTube channel that I started, and I'm like, check it out. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all the good stuff. I just gotta start adding these things into my daily conversations and my daily repertoire of words that I use, right? Because how the fuck else am I gonna remember that I need to promote this thing? I need to get it out there. I need to tell you guys, hey, listen to my shit. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Don't worry, I am actively working on a cool little catchphrase for myself to get all those buzzwords in the same sentence, make it sound great and nice, but also funny, because I'm a funny guy, or I try to be a funny guy. And yeah, so that's one of my current goals, is to figure out how to put all those words in a nice little complete package and get it on out there for you. And you guys are you're gonna listen to it, and you're gonna go to my YouTube channel, and you're gonna hit subscribe, and you're gonna click the notification bell to let you know whenever I upload something new. And you're gonna like those videos, and you're gonna comment on those videos, and you're gonna share them to the world, just like I'm sharing them with you. I don't know. I think maybe I got a little weird there. I think I did. But that's what this is. That's what Where's the Beef is. Where's the Beef might be the weirdest podcast on the internet, strictly because it's a fat white ginger guy talking to himself in his fucking garage for 25 minutes in, plus intro, plus outro, so 30 minutes plus, right? Right? Being a guy that is funny. I consider myself funny. It's difficult. It is a hard life being a funny guy, but I think it might be slightly harder on the people that are around us the most. For this example, I'm going to use my beautiful girlfriend Adela. She got with me for one of the reasons because I made her laugh, right? I'm a funny guy. I made her laugh. Lucky me. I got a babe for being funny, right? But one of the issues with dating a funny guy is they're not always funny. And I'm talking about myself here, and I'm not trying to degrade myself here, but I am not always funny. And it's hard to say that because I don't necessarily think it's all that true, but it has to be. It has to be. You can't always be funny all the time. But you try your stuff out. You try your stuff out all the time. Even if it's not funny, you're still laying it out there. You're still throwing it on thick. And so Adela gets hit with jokes like nobody's business, left and right, all day long. And I think all of them are fucking hilarious. That's just me. I think I'm funny. I'm my own biggest fan, and I have to be. Being a ginger, most people don't like me. But Adela doesn't think I'm funny anymore, dude. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know where I was going with that when I started it. And now I'm in this spot where I'm in the middle of this topic, and I kind of don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to finish it. I don't know why I started it to begin with, mostly because, again, even though I tried to take some notes, I'm still not prepared enough. I'm trying. It's a slow go. But we're getting there. Slowly but surely, fellas. Slowly but surely. I keep saying fellas, and I don't mean just the men here. I mean the men and the women as well. I say fellas because I have a group chat. It consists of old guys. We're not gonna get into the contents of the group chat because it is mostly vulgar obscenities and pornographic images. But it's all guys, so I'm used to saying fellas. I'm used to saying fellas a lot. And I'm going to have to work that out of my repertoire of words and work in like, subscribe, share, and comment. Full circle. Here we go. Full circle. I hope you guys like my little chuckling every once in a while when I think I've said something funny. Because I have to laugh. When I think I said something funny, I have to laugh. Because I don't know that anybody else is going to laugh. And honestly, some of these jokes deserve somebody at least one single chuckle. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to give myself that chuckle because nobody will. Nobody else will. So I'm 28 minutes in, standing in my garage. I'm sweating my fucking ass off. And I think we're going to call this episode, I think we're going to call it a wrap. I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to it. I might edit some of this crap out. I might not. So we'll see. Hopefully you guys get the full thing here. So please, everyone, please let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. I accept all of it, positive, negative / constructive. Please don't be a dick just to be a dick. If you're going to tell me that you don't like my podcast, I'm fine with you not liking it if you give me a reason why you didn't like it. Hey, Marcus, I didn't like it because you curse too much. And I'll say, I get that. I completely understand. Or you'll say, hey, Marcus, I didn't like it because you don't curse enough. And I'll say, all right, dude, I get that. I understand. And I'm probably not going to be able to do anything about that for either one of you because I curse a lot. And cursing even more than I curse is probably not good. So I'm just gonna stick with how much I say fuck and shit and bitch. And maybe I throw a couple more out there. And yeah, so that's that. So yes, so please let me know what you think. And see you again next week. All right, everyone, that was it. That was Where's the Beef episode number 2. Thank you so much for listening to it, for taking the time to listen to me and just ramble on about who the fuck knows what for 30 minutes. Because I don't know what I'm talking about for 30 minutes. I don't know what I'm talking about for 5 minutes, and you got it for 30. So who knows what was in this episode? I recapped a little bit last time. I cannot recap it this time on account that I have no idea what I said. I just said a bunch of weird shit for 30 minutes. So yeah, if you're checking me out on Anchor, subscribe. Check me out on any of the podcast channels. Please subscribe and rate and subscribe. If you're checking me out on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good stuff. And I will be seeing you guys in one more week